far as like the history of the Robe race, this is our 5th year of attempting it. And I say attempting because we can never guarantee that there's going to be a good flow for it. But every year it seems to end up right around the end of April, beginning of May, first weekend of May, last weekend of April, where we have kind of pinpointed that it looks like it's going to work out. And it kind of has, except for the 1 year, the 2nd year, we weren't able to do it. I think as you become more familiar with a run, the kind of natural tendency is to try to do it quicker and with fewer mistakes and with the most efficiency as possible. So it just kind of became this like MO for us, where move swiftly and move safely. And I don't know like how the Robe race, we talked about doing a race, but I think it just, like, I had to just sit down and say, all right, this is what it's going to look like. This is how it's going to work. And I remember haggling with Chris Tretwald about it, like, you know, having this portage. Like maybe, you know, I think he was saying maybe have the race to the portage, to landslide, or maybe start it right after landslide. And I was like, no. Portaging is part of kayaking. It's part of, you know, what we do when we're not racing. I mean, you're not always going to run every rapid out there. And particularly when you're doing exploratory stuff, there's going to be some amount of portaging going on. And so I think in my head the idea was, let's make it as true to real life as possible. I mean, there's plenty of races out there that are, you know, like max 10 minutes long, or, you know, they're like Chinese downhill style. This is not an appropriate run for that. This is a half-hour grueling, like, class 5. When you're done, you're sucking wind. I don't care who you are, you're beat. So the idea was like, we're gonna have teams of 2. So you've always got somebody, at least one person, watching you. And you know, you're looking after your brother when you're out there. That way we don't have to necessarily count on there being tons of volunteer safety people, because in reality there aren't that many people paddling this run to begin with. So if people want to race it, you know, they just have to be comfortable out there with their paddling partner. Robe, obviously for Robe Canyon, it's kind of like a boxer's robe. It's a satin, I wish I had it with me. It's a blue satin, shiny boxer's robe, and there's 2 of them for 2 people on the team. The idea for the robe just kind of came to me because obviously it's Robe Canyon, and I like the idea of having like a heritage kind of prize in a way that like gets passed, you know, something that's kind of like venerated in a way. Like, okay, now you get to wear the robe, or you get your name on it. That's the winner's prize. There's no cash, there's no sponsorship, there's no, you know, like, you know, no manufacturer's gonna be giving away, you know, free booties to the winner or whatever. It's nothing like that. It's just the robe. It's just, you know, it is what it is. Last place team actually gets a garden gnome for the year. And the whole story of the gnomes on Robe is too involved to get into, but the Robe gnomes are out there, and they're always hungry, and they always seem to get somebody in this race and on pretty much every run on Robe Canyon. So we thought a garden gnome would be an adequate consolation for the last place finishing team, and it's as much of a prize as the Robe itself.
Hey, do you got $5 I can borrow? I'm a little short on cash right now, but I could.
I'm the champ.